Nick, that was a rather tough, gutsy performance by you guys. I thought in that fourth quarter, that first group, when it started the fourth with Malachi, how did they sort of turn it around for you?
Well, it was a interesting group to throw out there. I decided to go with Malachi. They were playing a lot of zone. I was, he can heat up and maybe find one there. And, it's that group goes on those runs. Chris hits a corner three. Precious hits one the next time down, and all of a sudden they're full of energy and life. And Thad makes a cut to the rim and gets a layup. And they were guarding and finding making some buckets. Yeah.
You can kind of see Thad's intelligence, basketball IQ kind of through. Do you notice that tonight far even more than the other night in New Orleans?
Yeah, he's the experience, like, I think it shows, right? It really does. He's in the right place. He made some great cuts behind the defense. And I think he's got a finishing game, in his pocket there. He can take it off the bounce a little bit. He could play kind of behind the basket and finish as well. But yeah, I think just overall for him to only, be here a short time, not really know what we're doing. You can see he knows how to play the game.
Yeah.
Right.
I know Gary had 30 again. He got off that quick start. Do you think maybe Beverly got to him a little bit before the game even started? It's kind of got him juiced up a little bit.
Well, I was, Gary's pretty juiced up most nights, right? And I don't think that's gonna matter. Gary kind of grew up here and stuff. I think he was gonna be juiced up for this one for sure. But got us off to a great start and then answered late as well. So started and finished well.
Go ahead, Phil. If there's online questions.
Thank you. We'll start with Josh.
Hey, Nick. Congrats on the win. I'll ask you about the other bizarre Beverly play. What was the explanation you got there on the OG technical?
They just the OG flagrant.
Yes.
Yeah. They just said he knocked him down too much, through a hip, and it was just too aggressive or too egregious, I guess.
On another note, I mean, you guys have played really good basketball, but obviously a lot of basketball, a lot of games, a lot of minutes. So over the last few weeks, few months, really, how much do you think having this break will help your guys?
Well, I think a couple things, Josh. I think you're right. We've kind of, been running in the red a little bit, right? Pushing guys through some minutes. That's the first thing. So the break will certainly help, I think, regenerate there. However, I also feel like recently here we're starting to develop some guys off the bench, and I would say that all of them, Delano and Malachi didn't do much, but they sure played confidently out there, right? Thad was very good. Precious was very good. Chris was very good. Kem was very good. So there's, I didn't mention any of our kind of normal five there. So that was, I think that these guys kind of held the fort here a little bit, but I see some development here in some of these guys where we can maybe manage minutes a little differently coming out of the break.
Thanks, Nick. Enjoy the break.
Thank you, Josh.
Let's go to Eric next.
Hey, Nick. Congrats on the win. Without Fred, it probably wasn't too much of a surprise that Chris threw a bunch of zone at you guys. He might have done it anyway. You went a few quarters there were almost a few quarters without a three. How do you think your guys responded? And was there an adjustment other than they start, Chris hits a corner three and Precious hits a corner three?
Yeah. Well, you're right, Eric. It was disrupting us. The rhythm of the game got kind of funky. I thought initially we were executing very well against it, but not making any of the plays, right? We were in, out, cutting, kicking out for wide open three. We didn't hit anything. Missed a couple, cutters to the rim, had some other opportunities. So I wasn't, and then we went through a stretch where we got a little stagnant and didn't get a lot of great shots. I thought Pascal kind of figured it out a little bit. He just kind of decided to keep moving from the side to the middle to the side and finding a way to get in there and find cutters and kick out. I mean, he had 9 assists, so he he really ran the show there in the stretch when we started playing well against it. And then obviously, I just kept saying, listen, the shots are there. You guys got to step into them. Somebody's got to make a couple, and they did.
Just in general, do you think there's another level that the half court offense can get to? There's been signs sometimes that it's been sharp, but
well, I would say yes, because again, I think we're still trying to get used to who's playing where and what position and stuff. Like we're coming out with Thad, Chris, and Precious, and
yeah.
I'm not even sure what position they're playing out there. So we just got to get some time together to figure out who's going to go where, and maybe they're interchangeable depending on matchups. And so it's a bit of a work in progress, Eric, and I think it's going to need some time and need some work and some evaluation for sure.
Thanks, Nick. Enjoy your break and enjoy Cleveland.
Thank you.
Thanks, Eric. Next is Steven.
Hey, Nick. It's good to see you. Bit of a different line of questioning, but I'm just curious about since we're coming up on, I think, 2 years since John Wiggins was been named VP of Diversity and Inclusion with the organization. What impact has he had on you and any initiatives you've run, and like how have you seen the organization grow since he's been in that role?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I would say this is that. Like a lot of us, I would say kind of like my foundation is another example. He comes in and kind of right in the middle of a pandemic where you can't get out and do a whole lot, right? So it did give him a chance, I think, to develop a lot of relationships with people and build some of those things up. For me, we've done some good things. We've had some speakers in, which he's been a part of. We have the awesome preseason scrimmage as well, and he's obviously this month he's done quite a few initiatives as well. So I think he's built a good foundation, Stephen, and it's an important part of our organization.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Nick.
Yep, thank you.
We'll wrap up with Lewis.
Hey, Coach, I wanted to ask about Thad again. Your system is often cited as really complex, difficult to sort of get used to. And you mentioned he's picked it up so fast. I just wanted to dig deeper into that. Is it, he's so intelligent, he can pick it up fast, or he improvises well, or he's just a basketball player and it's basketball and so it's easy to play? So do those make sense?
100%. I was going to say I would say a combination of all those things you just said. First of all, he is a player with some experience and understanding of how to play, understand spacing. He just knows how to play the game, right? He knows when to pass the ball. He knows when to cut and things like that, which aren't easy. Those guys that are cutters are really important. It's a feel thing, and that's a really vital part of your offense. Obviously, he's got the experience. He's been in the league a number of years. He's played in a lot of tough games. That helps, but he is very intelligent. One of the coaches say today that the guy's been here a few days and he's asked, three really good questions, in the last 48 hours, going over coverages and game plans and things like that, and really playing the role that we wanted him to play, which was a veteran guy that can give some wisdom to our team.
Are any of those questions shareable without spilling, strategic details?
Well, the one he had for me today was we were walking through a coverage thing, and I won't use any names, but he said, if this guy's out here, then I can shade more towards Towns, and if it's this guy, I'm going to have to stay a little more honest. Just little personnel things that he knows, that are little things that make a big difference.